What's up, everybody? It's Levi again from freesalesadvice.com. So, just got out of a call, and this one was pretty simple, but here's the key thing about that simple call. And if you get sort of what sometimes people refer to as a laydown, or somebody who's just ready to buy. So, I met with this client, and she's young, she's 27 years old, and she didn't really understand her primary retirement through the ISD, so she asked about, am I doing enough? I just need to make sure I'm in a position when I want to retire, I can completely. And so that's pretty simple. So I could already tell, and that's one of the things, as you get better and better and better about what you do, you'll start to really understand your clients and get senses, so to speak, about, hey, is this person ready to pull the trigger? And I probably could have said right then and there, well, we need to start a 403B and get you going. And she probably would have said, okay. But sometimes I like to take a little bit of a step back and actually explain just a little bit about their primary retirement so they understand that, and then still just easing into the close very gently, even though I can tell they're already ready to buy and they're throwing out all the buying signals. I still would just want to kind of ease into that and throw that out there as no big deal. But here is the biggest issue that people have whenever they get someone who's ready to buy, is they continue to talk, and they talk through the close. And that becomes extremely problematic, because sometimes, a lot of times, agents, representatives, salespeople, whatever you label yourself as, is sometimes it gets a little too easy, and you freak out and you go, hold on a second, this person's ready to buy, and then you just keep talking and keep talking and keep talking, and then you just end up saying something that opens up a rabbit trail, and then once you start going down that, they could get too much information. So me personally, I always like to give as little information as possible. That way, I can get the business that day, and then the time for explanation and further clarification is always going to come down the road. So that's something to really focus on. But sure enough, I helped her understand her primary retirement, got the buying signals early on, but still, and then I asked the questions, well, wait a second, she had just come from another school in Arkansas, but had only been there for 3 years. So immediately I'm thinking, rollover. Well, if she's in the retirement system there, she's not vested. And so I asked a couple of probing questions about that, and then she told me, well, this is a private Christian school. And I said, oh, so they probably have a 403B in place instead of state retirement. And she said, well, I happen to have their number. And I said, well, why don't we give them a call? Why don't we do it right now? How are we doing on time? So I always ask those questions. How are we doing on time? What if we give them a call right now? She was all for it. So we called up the financial institution, got the information. Actually, we called the school first to get the contact information that we needed. Now, they gave us a private advisor's name, actually here in the Dallas area, but I never want to call a private advisor. So what we did was just Googled the financial firm, looked up their 1-800 number, and called the 1-800 number and got a general customer service agent. I always like to do that, because whenever I do that, I'll explain that in another video, but at the same, well, I'll just tell you right now. So when I call up, I always say, my name is Levi Lassick, I'm a financial advisor, I'm with the client so-and-so, they need to verify their information, and then I'll speak on their behalf. And that allows that customer service agent to give me all the information we need. Now, sure enough, we talked to them, and they had all the information we needed. They were able to email us the form we needed, their requirement to conduct the rollover. She did have a balance in that account. She was vested, so we were able to roll that over. But all they needed is just one form. They didn't even care about our paperwork. That rep emailed it to me directly on the phone. And the thing is, with the general customer service agent, is that they don't have any tie to the account. They don't care. They're there to do a job. So if you're nice to them, tell them what's going on, tell them you're an advisor, then they're more than happy to give you that information. Now, if I would have called the private advisor in Dallas and he picked up the phone and said, hey, I'm rolling over this account, he would have been like, whoa, hold on a second. We got options for you too. Anything like that, then he could intervene and he could screw up that sale, and that's what we don't want. So a customer service agent usually isn't a licensed advisor, and therefore they're not going to interfere at all. They're not going to try to make a suggestion. They're just going to do the paperwork and send it out to you. And sure enough, he emailed me the form. I pulled it up. It was 1 page. We were able to print it right then. He said, hey, just email it back to that same email I sent it to you. We'll process it in 3 to 5 days. Very, very simple. And that was it. We set her up. And the other thing to think about is, then she asked me what should she contribute on a monthly basis. Now that's a tricky question, but we'll get into that at another time. So anyways, the main thing of this video and this interaction with this client is if it's simple and they're throwing out buying signals from the start, and you get all your spidey senses start tingling, and you know this person's ready to go, ease into it still. Don't drag it out, don't over talk it, but still just ease into that close. It should be very simple if you do it correctly, and go ahead and close that business. Get it done and have that conversation with them. Now this person is 27 years old. That is prime for a 30-year client now, and that's what I hope she is a 30-year client. That's what I'm looking forward to. So keep that in mind. Don't over talk the sale, don't over talk your business, don't open up rabbit trails, and ask for the business. And then still ask questions. Once you close that business, find out what else is in place. That way you can acquire that business or roll it over or whatever it is, upsell, whatever it is that you have in place. So thank you again for watching. Please like and share this video if you found it helpful. If you have a struggle with one of your own clients, if you can't seem to get the close, or what is the situation, that's what this community is for. Leave a comment or go to our webpage and tell us what is your problem. The community will help you out. They'll give you some suggestions, some tips, and if I can get on there, I will as well. So thanks again for tuning in, and I will talk to you next time.